everybody, we're going to talk about ornamentation and some of the crazier fingering patterns that you're going to find in your second etude, both for soprano and low clarinets, of the 2021 TMEA All-State Audition Etudes. This is page 34 if you're working out of your book, and it's etude number 32. First thing that we're going to talk about is a turn. Now, a turn is a note that has a little symbol on it that kind of looks like an infinity sign. It does one of these. It goes up, it comes back, and it curls back on top. It's a little curl, okay? It's got this cool little curly thing going on. That's called a turn. And what you're literally going to do is turn around the note. You're going to play above the note and below the note, okay? For this example, we are on the last note of the second line, which is an E. If you look way down there at the end of the line, this is going to be measure 8. You have an E, and it has the little turn symbol with a sharp sign below it. What that sharp sign below it means is that the note that you're going to go down to is going to be affected by that sharp sign. It's not going to go according to the key signature. It has an accidental that's in it. In this instance, what I'm going to have you do is to play your turn in a triplet form. This is how I prefer this one. Some of you, your teachers, or you may yourself prefer to do it in a full straight 16th note form, and that's okay. That is perfectly fine. This is your etude and you can do it as you wish. But for this case, I'm going to teach you the triplet. If you are tapping the 8th note like we talked about in our first video on this etude, the triplet is going to happen on the downbeat, and the 2 straight notes are going to happen on the upbeat, okay? So you're going to be playing along, and it's going to sound like triplet and a B, triplet and a B, down and a up, a down. Feel that rhythm? Down and a up, a down, down and a up, a down. If you're old school and you like to use words, you can use pineapple, apple pie, pineapple, apple pie, chocolate, apple pie, whatever it is, whatever it takes to get you to understand the rhythm, that's what you need to do, okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to follow this turn. You start on the note that's written. The note that's written is E. So everybody find E, thumb, and first finger, okay? Now we're going to follow the squiggle. First it starts on the note, then it goes up. So we're going to go up to the next note in the key signature, which in this case is F sharp, okay? So E to F sharp, then we're going to follow the sign and go back to E. So there's your triplet, E, F, E. So your thumb's going to wiggle right there. So here's my metronome. Down, up, triplet, triplet. That's how it feels. E, F, E. One more. Okay, after that, we're going to play the note that goes below the E, which in this case would normally be a D, right? But we have that accidental down there, so it's going to be D sharp and harmonic equivalent to E flat, right? So we just had triplet, E, F, E. Now we're going to go D sharp and then back to E, and that ends our turn. That ends our turnaround, okay? So if I put this with the metronome, triplet and a B, E, F, E, D, E, B. Listen to it, ready? And here we go. Again, listen, ready, and one more time, ready, and go. Great, now this is under tempo from where you're going to play it, but the key is to start from a slow tempo and gradually work yourself up, and eventually the transition will be to where you don't really notice that you're going a lot faster than when you started, okay? Great, let's talk about the next ornament that we're going to see, and we're going to jump down to basically right below where we were, the last measure of the third line. You're seeing the 32nd notes, and some of you are freaking out a little bit. If you're tapping the 8th note, they're nothing to worry about. They're just a 16th note is what they feel like, okay? Notice you have a little trill on top of the A. How in the world are you supposed to fit a trill in between all these notes that are so close together? Again, we're gonna start really slow. On this one, what we're going to do is we're going to only have time for one trill. So even though as slow as we're going, you may have time to get a bunch of trills in. That's not the goal. The goal is to practice it slowly, the same way that we're going to practice it when we reach full tempo. Okay, so we're going to be going up, D, E, F sharp, G, A. From here, you're just going to give a little wiggle. Just one little wiggle is all it is, right on the A. D, E, F, G, wiggle, G sharp, A, B, C. Wiggle, G sharp, A, B, C. At this tempo, it sounds pretty ridiculous, right? But when you get up to the real tempo, it's going to sound pretty fantastic. So here's my downs and ups. Okay, I'm going to start this measure from the beginning so you can hear what it sounds like. This tempo is at 40, or if you have it on the eighth note, it'll be at 80. Either way, this is what we've got. Beginning of the measure, right here. And that's how the measure fits together at this very, very slow tempo. So you can hear how you only have time for one little wiggle as soon as you get to the A. Don't freak out about it. It's not that important. It's an ornament, okay? It's the flame on the candle, on the icing, on the cake that is for your birthday. The most important thing is that you have a cake for your birthday. You have this great etude. The candle makes it cooler, but it's not the most important part. You're not gonna eat the candle. You're gonna eat all the icing and the cake. That's the good part. So don't stress over this ornamentation in this spot, okay? All right, let's jump down to the trill. We have a trill, and I talked about this in the first video, but I wanted to go ahead and play it for you because I didn't get to do it in that last one. So we are 1, 2, 3, 4, the fifth line. First measure, you have an F sharp trill. That's measure 23. Okay, so as I mentioned before, if you're tapping the eighth note, the half notes now get 4 beats. The pulse is the beat, right? So I want you to trill through the first beat, trill through the second beat, trill through the third beat, and I want you to hold the fourth beat and reestablish that note that you're playing. That's gonna keep your brain from scrambling. Sometimes in trills, our brains just kind of go right along with it, and then weird things happen. We forget where we are, we forget to count, okay? So if while going slow, you have to meter your trill to keep up with where you're at, that's okay. You can try that, all right? So here's an example. Again, this is really slow, so this is gonna feel like it takes forever. So I'm going to meter my trill for right now to help you stay with the beat. Here we go. 2, 3, and 4. Did you notice on the last upbeat, I played my grace notes? I played trill, 2, 3, hold, grace note A. Okay, let's speed it up so it makes a little more sense. This is 55. Okay, so trill, 2, 3, stop trilling, grace note A. And each one of those triplets are your downbeat. Okay, so I'm going to take off my eighth note subdivision here. So here's my beat. This is 70. Okay, this is 70. 70 on the foot tap. Okay, so here's how it goes. So now you can see how all of those triplets and the trills and everything fits in there. All fits in together into that one little spot. Okay, great. Now let's talk about some funky fingering patterns that we have going on here. Oh my goodness gracious. So Let's jump down to measure 44. It's the other set of 30 seconds. Measure 44. Okay, there's some pinky work in here that you have to do. So let's talk about patterns for a second. Those of you that have taken lessons with me for a long time, you've heard me teach you patterns when you learn your scales, okay? I'm not gonna take the time to go through all of that in this video. That's a whole nother video on its own, but I'm gonna give you a little snippet of the way I teach. I'm gonna scoot close so you can see my fingers, okay? All right, so this measure, it's gonna start off on a low B and it's tied, right? Low B quarter note to a 16th note tie, all right? Then we're gonna go C sharp to D sharp. I call this the funky finger pattern because it just feels funky. C sharp to D sharp. Practice that for a second. So we had B, moving to C sharp, then we have D sharp. Then you have a great little scale here. E, F sharp, G sharp, A sharp. Now look what I just did right here. When I went to my A sharp, B flat, look at here. The next note is B, right? And we always teach you to put your right hand down to practice for the next note. That's great, but in this case, it's gonna be a B. And in this case, this B is going to have to be played over here. Not to pinky, not left pinky, right pinky B, because this is what I call the sharp right, left, right pattern, okay? I have a flat right, left, right pattern, and I have a sharp right, left, right pattern. If you are playing in sharps, the pattern starts here on this pinky, then it moves to your outside C sharp key, and then it goes to your top pinky D sharp. This one does that. Right, left, right. B, C sharp, D. Just a little hint, if it's a flat pattern, it's going to be written as a C, and you start here, and then you go to the same other two fingers. Side key, which is now called D flat, and top key, which is now called E flat, right? Okay, there's your little extra. So back up again, let's review. B, C sharp, D sharp, E, F sharp, G sharp, I'm prepping for this pattern, A sharp pinch, right, left, right, E, F sharp, and now we have to do the dreaded flip to E sharp. E sharp is F natural, same thing as F natural, they're equal, okay? So we just had D sharp, E, F sharp, E sharp is F natural. We go back to F sharp, but this time we can use our chromatic. We don't have to reflip, okay? F to chromatic fingering, fork. G sharp to A, F sharp, watch your key signature, D sharp top pinky, B left pinky, A, E sharp is F down here with your thumb. Normally we would go to the F sharp with the chromatic fingering, but we can't because of what comes after it, so we have to dreaded flip again. Oh my gosh. To F sharp front, C, and then B, A, G. So watch this in slow-mo. B, 2, 3, C, D, E, F, G sharp, A sharp, right, left, right, E, middle, flip, fork, spoon key, A, middle, top, left, A, thumb, flip, C, B. Oh my gosh, that's so tricky. It's so tricky. So work on that right now. Work on it just like I did. You don't even have to worry about the rhythm right now. Don't even think about the rhythm until you have your fingering pattern down, because it's too hard to think about rhythm and trick fingerings and all at once. That's the worst thing you can do, is try to overload and do everything at once, okay? Take things in small bites, in little bitty pieces. There's one more turn. Oh, but it's at the bottom and you don't have to play that far. Yay, it's a good day. So if I missed anything, please email me. Let me know if there's something that I didn't see or that I'd glossed over. If you need more help, or just if you have other questions about anything, feel free to email me. I'm going to put my email in the description for the video below. It's GraggClarinetStudio at gmail.com. Always feel free to email me. If you're one of my regular students, you can text me a question. If all else fails, you can ask your director. They're pretty smart people and they could probably help you too. In the meantime, be nice to each other, be nice to yourself. Be kind, be loving, keep being awesome. I love you guys. See you soon. Bye-bye.